Hey guys, Jason again. I'm still doing the organizing thing, and today is going to be part 2 of organizing my shop. The thing I'm going to do this time is I've got this half of my board left, and I didn't want to do like the traditional pegboard thing. I wanted to do something different. And you guys remember I got a 3D printer, so I've been printing up a bunch of stuff. Like this is going to hold my angle grinders on the wall and stuff like that. The new stuff I'm going to try is called Gridfinity. Now, as you can see, it's got these hexagon shaped holes where you can attach stuff into it. There's so many different things that you can print. Their website that they have, I can't remember what it's called. I'll put the link down in the description. But all those files you can get for your 3D printer, and they don't cost anything. You don't have to pay for it. You just download the files and you start printing. Now, I printed up all this stuff to put up my pegboard or whatever you want to call it. And it took a minute because there were so many files to print, and my printer is like an entry level, so it's got a real small footprint or bed, that's what you call it. And I can't print real big stuff, so I'm gonna take a whole bunch of these, and then you have to take and marry them up together, and we'll put them all together and put them up on this board, and then we're gonna hang some of my tools on there. Okay, I think the best way that I've found to put all this together is gonna be to lay it out here and put the grid together, and then take it and hang it up on the wall. So what you have to do is, these are my pieces, and as you can tell, they interlock together just like that. Oh, and I'm going to show you something that's cool. This pegboard, I don't know how well you guys can see that, these holes here are also threaded, so you can actually thread stuff in there to hang on the wall as well. And it comes with, let me get them out. They recommend when you have, these are 8 by 8 because there's 8 holes by 8 holes, that on these, that in the center of them, you put these little standoffs in the middle. See how that just screws right in there? That way when it's up on the wall and you push stuff onto it, it won't flex too much against the wall. The next thing, I actually put that in backwards, that you have to do is you had to print out, or I had to print out, a bunch of these connectors to connect everything together. And then these right here, I'm gonna put this together, and this is gonna be the back of it, and then I'm gonna lift it up and put it on the wall. But these connectors go on the back, and I don't know how well you guys can see this. See what you're looking at here. Anyway, I'll slide this down here. Hopefully you can see it better. These connectors go right here. You push them down, and now I've got the grid connected. And then on the other side are these little caps that you push on here. You know, once we get them all up on the wall, we'll put them all in, and you put these caps on to where the grids are, I mean, it's not permanent, these are removable, so later if you want to pop these out, I think they have a removal tool that you can print to pull them out easier. But anyway, later on, if you want to take them out, you can pop them out, and then these will come apart. And then they've got a spacer, they're spaced in the back, see if you guys can, yeah, in the back, to where they're, I think it's like 6 1/4 millimeter off the wall. That way you can still use the holes in the wall to use like a traditional pegboard. Like I've got these here that I'm going to use to hang hammers on, and I'll be able to slide these in here through the holes and then push it down, and it'll lock in like a traditional pegboard. So let's start putting this together. There's some other pieces too that you guys need to see. On the pieces that, and I know you're probably thinking this already, these pieces that interconnect, where you have 4 of them that connect to each other, you take these 2 pieces and they interconnect just like this, and then you press them on in the back and it holds all 4 pieces together in that corner. So some of them, like, hopefully you can see this pretty well, like the printing didn't print out too well, and you can just take a knife or some sandpaper and you can clean that part up. And a lot of those, the extra filament that's there is used to as like a standoff, or not a standoff, it's to stabilize the piece because it's actually floating up. I don't know, let me grab one. See how on this the bottom is a little higher and this one is lower? That way when you interconnect them, it'll set flush. They're not connected real well. So those 2 pieces will go in that way. Then I'll take the other 2 and snap them on down there like that. And now my grid is starting to come together. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together. The way I did this, it's roughly going to be like 26 inches or 24 inches tall and like 42 inches long. But when I get all these done, I should have ample space to put everything on the wall. So we'll go ahead and pop all these pieces in. And these things are in there, like they are, when I'm popping these in there, they're in there solid. So you can see what I'm gonna have when I get everything put together. So I'm gonna flip these down. We'll get all the pieces laid out. Okay, there's that. And each one of them are different pieces. Like you can see, these edge pieces have a smooth side on the top here. That's to go along the edge to give it a more clean or smooth finish. And then when it's up on the wall, it's going to look roughly like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put these pieces together. Like these things, they snap in like it's, I'm sure you can hear it popping when I snap them in. So it's not, kind of like a rinky dink. And I tested a lot of these pieces as I printed them to see how well they would come out. And then also when you print them through, if you can see that, there's holes through there to where you can put a screw through there and screw it to the wall. Okay. Like some of these are so tight popping in there that you've actually got to give them a little bit of force. Let's see. Use this little pick here to clean out some of the filament that's laying there in the way. If you guys down below in the comments section, if you've ever dealt with or messed with this Gridfinity stuff, tell me what you think about it. Tell me, I know there's some people that have websites where They've made this, and then they've made their own hangers and stuff to use. And, you know, like they have special baskets that you can attach to this for putting stuff in, like my bins over here, like bins like that you can hang up. Okay. One thing I'm hoping that I did is I'm hoping I printed off enough connectors in the right amount. Because if I didn't, I'm going to have to go back in there and fire up the printer again. Okay. Another thing I hope is that I don't accidentally put these connectors in the wrong spot. Okay. I think that side is done. The other thing about these is this is something that I was hoping I didn't forget. But these are the pieces that'll go in the corners. All right. As you can see, I'm just taking my tool here. Hopefully you can see this. And cleaning out the filament that's hanging there. Man. Okay. I think I've got all my connectors in. Let's take a look. Sweet. Let me look at them again. So I've got all my interior pieces, my exterior. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang this puppy on the wall. All right, I think what I'm gonna do when I hang these up is I've got some 1-inch drywall screws. And I'm gonna use these to put them up there. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and I'm gonna put a screw in on the top right, loosely put it in. And then I'm gonna bring up the top left until it's level and then put it in, and then I'll put everything up in there. So let's see how good I can do this by myself. That's where a magnetic bit holder would work out good. So I don't have my little step ladder out here. And I'm gonna actually put this up towards the top. That way on the bottom, if I wanna add something, I'll have plenty of room. Or if I hang something on the bottom, I'll be able to do so. I'm glad I noticed this. I forgot something. These little screw-in standoffs. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but that piece right there just screws into it. Okay, and now I'm gonna put this on the wall. I think I'm gonna actually set it like, move it more towards this end. Okay, and I'm gonna grab my level. One more screw. Balance that up there. Holy crap. How do you know you're good? When you can eyeball something level. Okay. I may put a few more screws in. Y'all don't have to watch that, but golly, man, I'm glad I painted this black. The black connectors really blend in. You can't really see them, and it makes the white really pop. So I'm gonna put the rest of these screws in, and then you guys will see me when I'm done. Okay, as you can see, I've got everything connected and screwed down. And then I didn't put a screw in every hole, it's just that every joint has a screw. But that's my multi-board slash pegboard, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, I've got a few things that I've put up, not a whole, or that I printed out, not a whole lot. And these I'm gonna have to test them out. But this is a screwdriver holder. So it's got numerous slots, and then there's 4 holes in there. And then you print off these, I think they call them T-bolts, depending on what size you need, what length. And that's why I left the bottom out, or up higher, because I'm gonna take these and put them along the bottom. Can't put them in there where these pegs are, they gotta go into the holes. And this is just slightly wider, so I'm gonna have to go up, you know, 1 or 2 slots. And then I'll look at and see how far this nut goes in. So that goes in there Sticks out quite a ways. I'm hoping that these will work. And then on these bolts, you can get these tabs and you can print them out taller to where you can grab onto them easier. I probably should have done that, but you know, I'm learning right now just like everybody else is. So put one there. I think I'm going to use the shorter ones. Okay. And then those, see if I can grab one of my screwdrivers. Here we go. Should be able to take these, and then they'll hold my screwdrivers. I printed out 2 of these. Because I can't remember how many I have in my set, so I just printed out 2. But I'm gonna put one there, and man, you're gonna have to put a gap in between them. But each one of these holds, let's say 3, 6, 9, 12. Each one of them can hold 12 screwdrivers. And I've got like a set that's got, I don't know how many. So honestly, might have to print up another one of these. And I think I'm gonna have to print them off with the taller tabs to where they're easier to grab. Well, maybe not, these ain't too bad. Okay, then I should be able. Here's something I was wondering. Yep, those won't be able to hold my nut drivers. And this should be up tall enough to where when I put all of them in, just like that. And then here's the next thing. I wasn't sure about these. I'm going to use these to hang up my hammers with. And it clips into the top and then drops in. I don't know. I'm hoping that there's enough room behind this to where I can push them in. Oh yeah, there's plenty of room. Well, I can't find my hammer that I'm gonna hang on it, but then I should be able to hang up my hammers. Huh, I don't know where my other hammers are at. Oh, I know where it's at. It's right in front of your face, stupid. So, there's one. And then I know my other hammer's in the house because I leave that in there in case Tasha wants to beat on something other than me. But I could probably... These stand off just a little bit from the wall, so... Now I'll have to move it over because of the back side, the claw and the hammer will probably hit that, so... So there, I should be able to hang my hammers, and then anything else that I can come up with. Give you guys a close-up of how those went on. You can see they're just screwed in there into the holes there because they have threads built into them. You can put your screwdrivers up, and then these use the actual pegboard part to hold those up. So there you go. Okay, so I'll leave a link in the description where you can see this Gridfinity stuff if you guys want to print some off yourself. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And then on the next video that I have come out, I don't know what I'm going to do yet, but I need to finish up working on this grid. Anyway, y'all, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next video.